with Malcolm, and with Dad.
Do we remember how this started, the jingle thing? Is it because Mike used to be during COVID when we started?
Right from the start, Mike thought we needed a jingle.
Oh, I thought that's because he would come late and his keys would run, but no. Never mind.
Numbers chapter 27. I love this story. This is sort of because Moses had... pardon me. Because Moses had struck the rock instead of just listening to God and just commanding the rock, so showing that the power came from God. He was told he wouldn't enter into the promised land.
That's where he explains him exactly why and what happened. So the thing that in the previous reading where we saw the rock being split open, the thing that wasn't quite clear is maybe why Moses was punished so harshly. Now it's clear, but also he does want to show him the land, right? He tells him, go up this mountain and see the land.
That's right. So God in his mercy shows Moses the land. And and as I said before, actually, when you get to the New Testament and in the Transfiguration, actually Moses does stand in the land on the Mount of Transfiguration. What I like here, though, is that God, having told Moses you're not going to enter into the land, told him you're going to die, effectively. Moses, in one sense, it doesn't bother Moses in one sense because he's with God anyway. He's in that deep communion with God. But the first thing he says is he thinks about the people. He says, God, please provide somebody.
Yeah, we need someone else to guide the people then, and we need to kind of take care of them, of those who are left behind when Moses dies. And God suggests Joshua, son of Nun.
Joshua was one of the 12 spies who'd gone into the land of Canaan. And he was one of the two, Caleb and Joshua, one of the two who came back and said, yes, it's a fantastic land. And while all the others were saying, don't go into it, Joshua was the one who said, no, God will be with us. So he'd clearly shown himself to be a man of faith and a man of courage. But what is interesting here as well, I noticed, is that God doesn't give him the full authority of Moses.
That's true. Yes, he says, you shall give him some of your authority, and there will be a ceremony, but nobody's going to be like Moses, right?
That's right, because now it's going to be, if you like, Joshua's going to be the leader, but Eleazar, the high priest, will through the ritual of the Urim and Famine, which we think is sort of lots. We're not completely I think we're not completely sure. I don't know on that one, but that it was certainly through a ritual they would discern whether they should move on or stay and where they should go.
So Eleazar will be the one who shall inquire
of God.
But what does this inquire by the decision of the
Urim and Thummim, this sort of casting of the lots.
Oh, okay. So it's a
it was
method.
A religious ritual,
okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then our New Testament reading from Luke chapter 8 of this.
That's
healing.
The third resurrected person.
That's right. Yes. That's. But also this woman who comes and just touches Jesus' robe and is healed. And then Jesus pulls her out in front, and she must have been terrified because she'd done everything. She'd had to be so secret for all these years.
She did, and she also did this very stealthily, and she didn't ask him. She didn't plead her case before him. She just touched him. But also I love how, no, I don't love, it's just nice because I can relate to it, how there is always a misunderstanding, and the disciples, when Jesus asked a question, who touched me, like, come on, everybody's touching you, you're in a crowd. Everybody always thinks that they are smarter than God, that they understand, or we're just not on the same page. Even the disciples were not quite on the same page.
That's
Jesus.
lovely. And this woman bringing her out actually was for her good in the end, because suddenly everybody could see she was healed. And Jesus at the end says, your faith has made you well. One of the many examples of faith in Jesus. Yes, you're right, Vera. It is that It is that sort of, I think there's a sort of, yes, she's already been healed, but now he says, your faith has made you well. It's...
Or maybe he explains to her how it works. It's not just anyone, the whole crowd touched Jesus, but it's not like everybody got healed of their little and small and big ailments. But by her faith, because she approached him with so much faith that she believed even just touching the end of his robe would completely heal her. That's why.
Yes. Brilliant. Have a lovely day, and I hope to see you on Sunday if you're around.
And the picnic.
And the picnic, yes. Bye.
See you there.